Hi guys, it's Mr. B here, and in today's video what we're going to be doing is we're comparing numbers. We're going to be comparing numbers with 3 digits, okay? So let's first look at what we're actually going to be doing. Let's look at the words now titled comparing numbers. Now when we compare something in maths, what we are doing is we're looking for things that are the same or things that are different. That's what we do when we're comparing. So we're going to be looking at differences actually today in numbers by comparing them. And we're going to have 3 digits. Now what 3 digits means is each number in here is a digit. So I've got 3 of them to make up my whole number. So that's a 3-digit number. So we're going to look at 3-digit numbers and we're going to be comparing them. What we're going to be working out is we're going to be looking at which numbers are bigger and which numbers are smaller. Okay. Now firstly, to do that, what we need to have a do is go back to this one, okay, our hundreds, tens and ones grid. So I've got a number here, okay, this number is 246. Now before we start anything, we need to look here and we need to look at these and work out what the value of each digit is, which we did in another video. So this is a 2 here, but it's in the hundreds column. So this is 200. This is a 4 in the tens column, so this is 40. And this is 6 ones, so that is 6. So we got 200, we have 40, and we have 6. So as you can see, when you look at these numbers, this is our biggest digit, okay? Then this one, then this one. So if we're looking to see how big our number is, we need to look at the biggest value digit first, which is this one on our left, all the way over here. So that means when we're comparing 2 numbers, so I've got 2 numbers here, 246, and I've got 426. When I'm comparing them, to see which one's bigger, I have to start from this end here, from my left. So I don't start reading the number here, I start looking at these numbers. So if I've got these 2 numbers, and I might be asked a couple of things, we've got bigger, greater, or smaller, or lesser. Okay, so which number is worth less? Okay, which number is smaller? Which number is bigger? Which number is greater? Okay, which is the biggest number? So these words, we know bigger and greater means we're looking for the biggest number, and smaller or lesser means we're looking for that smaller number. Okay, also we might have, instead of greater and lesser, we might have greatest. So which is the greatest number and which is the least. Okay, so greatest again is looking for the bigger one and least is looking for the small one. So now we know that, let's look at this one. Let's say we've been asked to look for which number here is the biggest, which number here is the greatest. So if we have a look then, we're going to have a look down here, and if I look in that column there, I have a 2. So now I'm going to look at my other number and look at that digit, and I can see I've got a 4, okay? So because I've got a 2 in this digit and 4 in this digit, this is a bigger digit, so that means this number is the biggest number. 426 is bigger than 246, okay? And let's do a couple of more examples so we understand that. So we do have another 2 digits, but because we have this one bigger than that one there, we don't have to do any more. So let's rub off our hundreds, tens, this here and this, and let's have 2 numbers on the board. So let's say I've got 342 and I have 142 as well. Again, if I was asked which of these numbers is the smallest, what am I going to do? I'm going to look from the left and I'm going to compare those digits to see which one. Now I'm looking for the smallest number, which one is the smallest. So here, let's have a look. I have a 3, so I have 3 hundreds. And here I have a 1. So that shows me that this number is the smallest number now. But it's not always as easy as that. Let's have a look at the 2 numbers here and see what happens if we, let's say, had 234 and 256. Now if someone said to me, which of these numbers is bigger, 234 or 256, Let's go back to the rule we've learned. Let's look at the digits on the left that are both in the hundreds column and see which one is the biggest. So let's go, we've got a 2 here, we've got a 2 there. Now we've got a problem, they're both the same, they both have 200s. So what we have to do now is we need to move on to the next column. So I'm going to work my way down and I'm now going to look at that one. So I have a 3, and if I keep going down this way in this one, I have a 5, okay? So now I have different numbers. So I have 3 in this number and a 5 in that number. So if I'm looking for the biggest number, which of these is bigger? This is my bigger number because 5 is bigger than 3. So 256 is bigger than 234, okay? So let's think though, what would happen? Well, let's do one more example like that. I think let's get it in our head. Let's do 916 and 921. If someone said to me, which of those numbers is the smallest? Well, let's do the same. Let's look at our first digit. Both 9. So what we're going to do, move down. Both 9s, 2 900s, both the same. Neither one is smaller or bigger. So let's move down. Now we're on to this digit. That digit there, we have a 1 here and we have a 2 there. Now we have a difference. So what we can say now is, well, 1 is smaller than 2. So that must mean this number is the smallest number out of those two. 916 is smaller than 921. But what happens if disaster strikes? Let's say we've got these numbers. Let's say we've got 8, 4, 2. And what we're going to have on this number, we're going to have 8, 4, 5. So I have 842, 845. I need to say which one is bigger. Which is the biggest number? Let's do our rule. Check our first number. Boom, boom. 800 in each of those. 8 in our hundreds column. Both the same. Don't know which one's bigger, but that's okay because I can move on to my next one. Boom, boom. For my tens column, for my tens column. Oh, they're both the same as well. Can you guess what you think you might have to do? What you have to do is we move down there once. We just keep going, okay? Move down one more. Look at these in our ones column. And I have a 2 here and I have a 5 there. Now we have a difference. Now we know which one is bigger and which one is smaller. So 842 and 5 there. So this one is 5, this is bigger, this one's smaller. So I could say 842 is smaller than 845. Or I could say 845 is bigger than 842. So I had to work my way down twice there, but I've still been able to work out which number is bigger. Now, okay, there might be another issue. Okay, this is what we've got to be careful of. Now I would hope when we see this we can instantly see which one is bigger. But if we take our rule that I said, and I said, right, let's work our way from the left. I have a 4 here and I have a 5 there. So for me, if we use that rule, we would say, oh, well, this one is bigger. So 53 is bigger than 402. But we know that isn't right, is it? So what we always need to remember is the numbers have to have the same digits in. If they don't have the same digits in, so this has got 3 digits, this has got 2 digits, if anything, it's making it easier for us. Because this has got 3 digits in it, it must be bigger than that number, so we don't even have to look at them. Because this has only got 2 digits, it must be smaller than this one. So don't just automatically look at the numbers and start working your way down. Have a look first. Has one got more digits? If it has, sorted, we don't even have to work anything out. Now I have some symbols here on my board, okay, down here, and I'm going to rub them off because I realise I've done them a little bit low. and I can do them high so it's easier for you to see. So I have these symbols, okay, and I'm going to show you what they mean. So this symbol means greater than. So what it means is if I put there, let's start with some easy numbers, 5 and 3. That is saying 5 is greater than 3. 5 is bigger than 3. The easiest way to remember, well, actually we'll do this next one first. This one means smaller than, okay? So there I can swap my numbers out. This is saying 3 is smaller than 5, which we know is true. So the one thing that is hard about these is remembering which ones to use, okay? So 5 is greater than 3, 3 is smaller than 5. When I just say that now for you, that is easy to work out because it's fresh in our memory. But if we looked at this in a couple of days, we might forget. The way I always remember it is I remember this big gap here goes next to the big number, and this small point goes next to the small number. So we'll see on the next one, does it work yet? Small point next to the small number, and big gap next to the big number. Now how some people remember it, and this is fine as well, let's see how my drawing skills are at the minute, is they say that it looks like a crocodile's mouth. And they say that this, it's okay, isn't it? A little foot there. Do they have, they do have to. I'm quite happy with that. Got a quick doodle. They say that the crocodile eats the bigger number. Okay, so on this one, when we had our 3 here, we're saying the crocodile is eating the bigger number. On this one, okay, because crocodiles have big mouths, so they have to have big numbers to eat. We'll just do his mouth on this one. Okay, it's not crocodile drawing with Mr. B today. Okay, on this one we can put the numbers that we had in, and we can see the crocodile is eating the bigger number. So whichever way you remember, okay, we have our greater than and our smaller than. So the big gap and the small dot, or the crocodiles eat them. Easiest to remember. Now this one as well is a symbol that you will see around, and you use it a lot of time in your sums, and it means equals. Now sometimes people say that and think, oh, that looks strange, but equals basically means the same as. So when you are saying 2 plus 2 equals 4, you're saying 2 plus 2 is the same as 4. So we don't have to use it with a sum. We can just say 2 is the same as 2. So what we're saying there, 2 and 2 are the same. So if you're asked 2 numbers, which one's bigger? If you had the same number, we would use an equal sign instead of our greater than or smaller than. So let's use our greater than and smaller than, okay, and our skills to answer a couple of questions. So let's have the number 342 and 309, okay? We've got 2 numbers. Now in your head now, use our tricks. Start from the left of both numbers and see what we have. What do we have? We have 2 3s. These numbers are both the same, so we move down to the next one. So we're going to move down, and when we move down now, we have a 4 in here and a 0 in here. And we know a 4 is bigger than a 0. So this is now our bigger number. This is our greater number. So 342 is greater than 309. So rather than writing greater than in a long sentence, I've got my greater than symbol, haven't I? This is the bigger number, so that's the number that's going to have the big gap. This is the small number, so it has the small point. My crocodile is eating the bigger number. So that one now says 342 is greater than 309. Brilliant. Let's have a look at 641. At 648, let's do the same. Check our first numbers. 6 is in each, so we need to move down to the next one. Check our numbers. 4 in each. So we need to move down to our next one. Oh, now we have two different numbers, a 1 and an 8. So 1 is smaller than 8, isn't it? So this number is our bigger number this time. 648 is bigger than 641. But we're going this way, aren't we? So what we're really saying is 641 is smaller than 648. So now we have to use this symbol the other way. 641 is smaller than 648. Big gap. And that is how we compare 3-digit numbers to see which one's bigger and which one's smaller, which one's greater and which one has the least. And that is also how we use those symbols. I hope that has helped you out, and until next time, I'll see you later. Hope you enjoyed that video, guys. As the saying goes, I think you've got to smash that like button if that helped you, and I hope it did. If there's any questions or anything else that I can help you with, you can put it in the comments below. I try and help out, or you can contact me on Mr. Biggins123 on Facebook, Instagram or Twitter, and I'll try and help you if I can, okay? Obviously subscribe as well, and you'll see all the videos as they come up, and they might help you with other things that you are doing with your work as well. Until next time, see you later and stay safe.